you may notice the yellow bag that this Happy Buddha always carry. He has another name called Big Bag Buddha bag. So I just draw a composition again. Try to find the stroke order. One is from here. I think it's back and forth. If one stroke is enough, just go like that. And then the leg, the other leg, the knee. This is a big belly. Big belly symbolizes the tolerance. You know, you can tolerate anything. And the bag would add. That's the everything you carry in your life, from fame to wealth to any trouble. So if you put that down, you'll be free. That's a big bag, and that's the inscription says 放下一放下何处来牵挂. So you will be detached if you put down the bag. Oh, there's a cane, walking cane, I forgot.
Yeah, 对。
这个是汲取
老僧经在佛，接近论甘泉，也是一首古诗。啊，这幅画比较值得看。
对。
过眼云烟。
Okay, let me translate that first. This is inscriptions again in Sanskrit. You can see the pictograph. Can you guess what's the characters by just looking at the image?
So the third one is cloud.
Yes. Yeah, the second one, eye. Yeah, correct. So we have got two. Let me tell you the first. Yeah, you got something related. The first character is passing.
Passing?
Yeah. Or cross.
Fleeting?
Travel also. The last character is smoke. Smoke, mist. Mist, clouds and mist. So, 过眼云烟, transient, has the fleeting clouds and the smoke. The translation actually is done by the priest, the monk in this temple. So it's very deep meaning. So you can read the translation perfect. Anyway, you can also see that. So he's painted all the clouds and the mist in light ink, because everything is blurry in terms of the eternity, truth, Zen. So in the eye of the Zen, everything in front of you is passing clouds and mist.
Because we're only transient.
Transiently, yes. So these are all trying to convey the philosophy behind.
Right.
Not foreground. It's the monk watching the passing clouds. Everything is only temporary. I think. So basically, you just add the face, the head, to this block. And this was done with crinkled paper on top, and using a big brush. Then stamp it with the wet paper. That's how it was done, according to the artist. See? So if you paint with a piece of paper like that on top with lots of ink, you'll get stains. Like that.
So the paper was on top?
Yeah, see the paper on top, and then you got this kind of stain, and then you like stamping to get this
That texture.
that texture.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
It's a new technique.
it's a new technique. Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Discussing Zen.
苏东坡
Yeah, this person with the hat is the scholar, scholar and painter, poet. Yeah, he has a good friend in the Buddhism. He's a monk named Fu Yin. He is having this conversation. So he's discussing the Zen. This is a poem written by this scholar Su Dongpo, this poet. It says, "The evening rain." This is the title of this painting. It's translated. Liu Ren means I was when the poet was stuck by the weather, the bad weather, a storm. He just stay wherever he was, like an inn or a friend's house. Anywhere. So just don't get bothered by the bad weather. Just drink and get drunk and think of a poem. Make a poem. Yeah. Think of a poem. That's the line says, "Liu Ren." The weather stopped the people and make him to get into the dream world, the dream place. Yeah. So he's dreaming. So he's drunk and he's writing his poem. Yeah. Wine is very indispensable with the Chinese literary artist and poet. They're all wine drinkers. It's a very important part of Chinese culture. They love wines. They write. He is the person who wrote the famous Mid-Autumn Moon, the full moon night poem. He drank towards the moon. Yeah. So the Chinese painting always have to do with wine culture. Sometimes you can see in the painting itself. This is a painting illustrated this line. It says to sleep on top of this lonely peak. The lonely peak is a Buddhist metaphor describing the highest level of awakening enlightenment. Symbolize the highest level. When you are on top of the peak, you are the peak.
Yes.
So that's the kind of ambition of the man and the monk. And he painted also the bird. The bird is on top of the peak. The bird is the peak. In this painting, the ink tonality is my concern. The different ink, the dark and light. There are also wet and dry, different strokes, in addition to light and dark ink. So brush strokes and light and the tonality are the elements, artistic elements here. Yeah, you have to balance and contrast the opposite elements, light, dark, wet, and dry. Ink using is one important aspect, but water using even more important in Chinese brush painting because the paper is absorbent, so you feel it's still wet, right? The water management is most important. Yeah. So it's also Chinese painting characteristic that you cannot duplicate any painting, even duplicate yourself.
Yeah.
Even for me, I cannot reproduce the same painting I did. What's the blue dust? The answer is just like ink mass dust. It's just part of the composition elements. Basically balance the composition.
Why is blue?
It's just complementary color of brown.
It's beautiful. They're all beautiful.
It seems more sky or cloud-like to me with the blue.
我非常高兴你们能够任意的想象。
Yeah, he's glad you can interpret differently. The best painting is beyond the painting, outside the frame, behind the paper. This painting is depicting this poem. It says my footprints and the donkey's footprints parallel to each other, walking on the uncertainty. Once the clouds and mist disappear, now I know the way is straight or horizontal. So we don't realize how difficult the roads. The
Like
way,
a donkey.
Like donkey. We only concentrate on where we are. But if you look above, when later after our experience looking back, you will realize how difficult the entire journey is.
This is one of my favorites.
Now let's tell what do you think, why you like it without interpretation of the inscriptions.
It just encompasses the whole idea of enlightenment. That he's just that carefree, and he's really there, totally in that.
Do you want to say what you think?
Well, the carefreeness is being not boggled down with your mind, being not boggled down with thought, being open and carefree, and then having your sight on Green Mountain to me is having your sight on being conscious and being awake and being enlightened.
So why, when you start to realize what do you think the Qingshan, the Blue Mountain symbolize? Does it symbolize freedom? Yes.
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment. Yes, that's what exactly it says. So the first line says, "I see the Blue Mountain is by itself, free as itself as is." Right? what about what the mountain look at me, and what the mountain would think look back at me? What do you think? So the mountain is free, just there. What the mountain would,
From his perspective.
from mountain's perspective,
But what? Yeah.
what the mountain would think?
What would the mountain think
Yeah.
of him?
Yeah.
Right.
That he's free too.
Exactly. You got it.
He's not focusing, not
When
not-
you are free,
not focusing on
对，
himself.
放开的啊
Yeah.
Yeah,
all one.
just think of what the mountain will think. When you are free, the mountain think you are free. Of
Right.
course, you are the mountain are you.
Right,
Yeah.
we all one.
So the driver, the rider does not care where the donkey goes. Just let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Go with the flow. Yeah. Okay, this is a painting with a line of Zen poems that says, I see the blue mountain as a symbol of freedom. What about the blue mountain seeing me? What do you think? What did the blue mountain think of you?
No.
If you think he is free, he think back you are free because you and mountain are the one.
Ah.
Right? That's a Zen poem. Okay, this image, the rider backward on a donkey symbolizes carefree. So let's do this donkey first. He doesn't care where the donkey goes, right?
When you're free.
When you're free. Oops, just be suggestive because the brush I have is kind of big, too dark. I have a plastic sheet in between so I can use this blot paper. Whatever. So the mountain, you can do just like a landscape. In blue. No road is necessary. I think the donkey and the horse is different because the ear is more pointed and long, right? And thinner, so make it very thin. Anyway, that's it. Just a suggestion.